knowledgeable by the time we get out on the track. We also did a little bit of sim racing on his simulator last night, just to get a feel for it, just get a little bit head start of the game. So we left at 3:30 this morning. We got to Pittsburgh pretty quick. We just stopped and got gas, got some food at Sheetz, and now we're 20 minutes away. So we'll see you there. Get out here, boys. Little home base action. Oh my God. Ready? We said the same thing. So we just went out on our orientational laps, just kind of going around at highway speeds and everything. This track is so sick. It's fast, and even just driving at highway speeds, it was kind of intimidating, but I'm really excited to get out there. There's so many cool cars here. I'm very out of my element. There's a lot of Porsches and Lamborghinis and all that good stuff.
We're gonna send it! Alright everyone, this is Joe's first try, so let's see how it goes.
Was wild. So we just went on our first session. When Joe's dad signed up for this, he got put in the novice class, which is totally fine with me because it's really educational and it's giving me all the information I need to be, but it's like you get an instructor with you the entire time, so it's kind of like whatever. But I'm not worried about it at all. I'm having an absolute blast. That was absolutely insane. This track is so fast. I mean, I hit 115 a couple times, and it's pretty intimidating, but at the same time, once you learn the track and once you realize what turns you're going into, what corners, you can definitely push it and feel what you can make a car do. I'm impressed, so impressed on how the car handled. And I mean, I was out there for a half hour straight. I think there's 25-minute sessions, and oil temperature got to, you know, normal 240s after like 12 laps, which is obviously, you know, pretty standard. But I was just impressed more so with the brakes, like the rotors. And I mean, I had those performance stop tech pads before, but with the drilled and slotted rotors, I don't know if that really, you know, had any. I had to have done something, because it felt so much better than it did at TMP, and this track is 20 times the size of TMP. So if I was worried about braking power and braking ability, I didn't feel a single fade, not once. And they bit and they kept biting. So we're off for a little bit. I think we got another classroom session, possibly, and then back on for another 25 minutes. So we get 3 sessions, I believe, maybe even 4. I don't think we're gonna stay for the whole thing, but maybe we're definitely gonna get 1 or 2 more back out there. So hell yeah, so stoked. Tech Performance Street Pads. And before when we went to TMP, I had them on just stock rotors. They were new rotors, but they were just the stock, cheap barrel, bottom of the barrel rotors. And I did notice some brake fade after a few laps at TMP. So that's the only comparison that I'm having right here. I have the R1 Concept drilled and slotted rotors on now with the pads, and I'm not kidding. I did not feel fade one time. They bit so hard, and they just kept biting, and I never had any ounce of, oh shit, my brakes are gone the entire time I was on the track. And there was 2 sessions where I went 25 minutes straight, like just constant pounding on it until the checker flag came. I had to get off early on 2 sessions because your boy gets motion sickness, and it sucks. And it sucks even more because it only used to happen when I was a passenger, and now it just happens whenever it wants to. That track really throws you around, and obviously these little seatbelts don't really help. But I don't think that would make a difference at all, anyways. But overall, it was great. I finally got some lap times down. We just passed Joe. I finally got some lap times recorded on the last session. My instructor kept his own little recorder on the middle section we had. And the best I did today was at 2:15, which was way more than I expected. I think Nate, you said what, 2:20 was my goal?
Yeah, it should have been your goal.
2:20 was the goal, just to get a base number. Obviously the first time at the track, and I exceeded that. Pretty much if I look at all the lap times, I got better each time. It was 2:19. I had 2:20 with my instructor the second session, then I just hit 2:19, got down to 2:16, then I finally crushed that 2:15 on one of the last laps actually. So was really excited about that. Oil cooler, as much as that thing has been a headache and as much as I was worried about it, it held up. It didn't leak any more oil than I had in the tray. It did its job. My oil still got hot when, after 10 laps going, it's bound to happen. But I think it did a great job. I think the car, all in all, was awesome. Especially that this is the first time taking it to the track with this tune from TBG Tuning, and I could definitely tell it was faster from the times that I was at TMP. I mean, granted, this was a way faster track, but it felt smooth. It hit the entire time. Didn't feel any breakup sections or anything. It felt genuinely good. So that was another, not a concern, but I was also just wondering how the car was going to handle on this tune, and that exceeded any expectations as well. So it sucked I couldn't get Nate in here with me. It all just because the way that Joe's dad signed up, he signed up as a novice, and when you did that, it was you're with the instructor or you're following the instructor. And like I said earlier, it definitely helped me learn the track, and hearing his phrases and just the tips, and even his support. Honestly, he stopped talking for the most part at the end of the last session, just because he realized I was listening to him and I was focused and I knew exactly where to go and when to brake and when to get power and all that good stuff. So it was, as much as it was sweet being on the track and going fast, it was also really educational for the base of just knowing how to handle a car around the track. So, and I think that's what not that I lacked, because obviously Nate has helped me a ton at TMP, but to have a professional instructor really break every single piece of the down, that's obviously probably his home track or goes to it a bunch. So I don't know, it was an absolute successful day. Neither of our cars broke. Joe's car didn't break. He puts on some times.
He ripped.
It was awesome, dude. It was how did you like the track? Because you drove with Joe.
Yeah, I rode with Joe in his first session, and it was a really nice track. I'm surprised actually how nice it is. I've never really heard about it before until recently, and it's definitely, I mean, honestly, like Watkins Glen. It's like maybe Watkins Glen. Like it's pretty
Comparable.
Close. Yeah, it's definitely comparable.
That's sweet. Yeah, I've never been out to Watkins Glen. I have been for a race, but can't go to Canada, can't go to Cayuga, go to the TMP, but Nelson Ledges out in Ohio. Joe went there last month or so, maybe 2 months ago. I'm pretty sure Ohio is going to be removed from our travel advisory, quarantine list coming up soon. So if that happens and all the cards go, nothing gets us set back, I think Nelson Ledges is definitely going to be on the list, and we'll get out there. One thing I do know that I have to upgrade before we go out again, tires. And we kind of knew that coming into this. When I bought these tires, they were not bottom of the barrel, but they were definitely on the lower end of the performance tire. They weren't anything crazy. They weren't super grippy. They did grip until they got hot. And he even said something about it. He was like, wow, I'm really surprised these tires are so grippy. And then like 2 laps later, he's like, well, there goes the grip because it's all gone. It was really funny. But so we'll probably have to upgrade the tires. But I feel really good about the brake setup. I think all I really would need to really help myself out is get some grippier tires and really try to put some lap times down. So awesome day. It felt really good to get out there, and looking forward to it. So that'll bring this video to a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the footage, you guys enjoyed the footage. You got to see the track and got to see just how fast this track really was. I know it's been a while since we put some videos out, but we're going to start diving into Nate's S2000 here pretty soon. We might have some bad news about the Legacy. Might not drop it right now, but we'll save that for another video. But we're definitely going to get back on our content game, get some more videos out for you guys, and definitely be on the lookout for that. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram, all that great stuff. In the famous words of Matt Botanic, bing bada bing bang boom bang bow. Have a great day.